Coronation Street wraps up the latest dramatic chapter for Lisa Swain and Carla Connor tonight as the pair decide to leave the trauma of the Becky Swain saga behind and look ahead to the future together. Although they initially agree to take their time, it doesn't take long before their long-awaited Swirler reunion is officially revealed at the Rovers' return. Thursday's episode begins with Lisa nursing a hangover after the chaos of the previous day. Feeling hurt after believing Carla had brushed off her lunch invite, Lisa turned to alcohol, but hope resurfaced when Carla admitted she was still in love with her. In fresh scenes, a flustered Lisa admits she can barely remember what happened the day before. A delighted Carla reminds her that they declared their love for each other, leaving Lisa shocked to realize they're effectively back as a couple. It's going to take some time. All right, Carla explains. Just so everything feels right. And if we rush? No rushing, Lisa replies. Taking it slow is fine. Even so, Carla isn't keen on dragging things out and soon invites Lisa to join her upstairs. Later, Lisa is taken by surprise when Carla confidently announces their reunion to everyone in the Rovers, much to the excitement of the factory workers. Carla admits she's never been one to hold back in life, and her fast-paced reunion with Lisa proves no different. Things have been looking brighter for Swallow lately, especially after manipulative Becky finally faced justice and was handed a 12-year prison sentence for her crimes. Actress Amy Cudden, who portrayed Becky, has since confirmed on social media that her recent prison scenes marked her exit from the show. Looking ahead, Coronation Street producer Kate Brooks recently hinted at what's to come, saying they were engaged, so wedding bells aren't too far away, and they will get their happy ending. They'll finally be free of Becky and the drama surrounding that story, able to enjoy being together in peace. It's shaping up to be a very romantic spring for Carla and Lisa, one that I think will bring a lot of smiles. Theo's behavior escalates in Coronation Street as he tightens his grip on Todd. Following the death of Billy Mayhew on Coronation Street, Todd Grimshaw is left feeling more alone than ever, trapped in an increasingly toxic relationship with his partner Theo Silverton, whose controlling and abusive behavior shows no sign of easing. At Debbie Webster's wedding, Todd had finally found the courage to ask Billy for help escaping Theo after Billy noticed the injuries Theo had caused. Sadly, just as Todd and Billy were about to leave the venue in a minibus with other guests, Theo suddenly appeared and ruined the moment. Moments later, the minibus was caught up in a devastating crash. While the other passengers managed to get out, Billy was left stuck inside the vehicle. When a fire broke out, Billy managed to free himself, but Theo reappeared and Corrie fastened his seatbelt again, leaving Billy unable to escape the fatal explosion that followed. To everyone else, Theo was seen as a brave man who tried to help. But viewers know he was responsible for Billy's death. As Todd struggles to cope with Billy's loss, Theo pretends to be a caring and supportive partner behind closed doors. However, he repeatedly twists the situation, blaming Todd for what happened and insisting that if Todd hadn't wanted to leave the wedding early, the crash would never have occurred. Theo's cruel manipulation doesn't stop there and even continues during Billy's funeral. Todd offers to deliver the eulogy, but when the moment arrives, he looks out at the congregation and becomes too overwhelmed by grief to speak. Theo then steps in to take over, using the eulogy to subtly reinforce the idea that Todd was responsible for Billy's death. As the storyline unfolds, Coronation Street producer Kate Brooks has stressed the importance of portraying the abusive relationship in a realistic way. We wanted to tell this story truthfully. It's not something that's resolved in a few months. It's ongoing, she explained. Todd and Theo remain central to the show as we continue to explore this domestic abuse storyline in an honest and realistic manner. Viewers have already seen Theo dictate who Todd can see and talk to. He has taken control of Todd's eating habits and fitness routine, even using a tracker to monitor his movements and activity. In the aftermath of Billy's funeral, Theo tightens his control further by interfering in Todd's finances. When Theo opens Todd's mail and finds a final warning from a credit card company, Todd feels ashamed and insists the matter is under control. Theo refuses to let it go, demanding that Todd cut up the card and agree to use only cash going forward. Although Theo presents this as concern and support, It is another clear example of financial abuse and yet another way he dominates Todd's life. It can be difficult to watch at times. I won't deny that, Kate Brooks admitted, but it's an important story to tell. Bernie vanishes in Coronation Street after a night that ends in betrayal. Bernie Winter-All-On is barely holding herself together on Coronation Street following the devastating death of Billy Mayhew. Billy was killed in tragic circumstances when the minibus he was driving became involved in a major multi-vehicle crash. Viewers know that Billy was moments away from escaping before the vehicle exploded, but Theo seized the opportunity to remove Billy from Todd Grimshaw's life for good. For Bernie, the pain is intensified by the fact that it's just over a year since she lost her beloved son Paul, who died from MND. As Billy was Paul's husband, losing her son-in-law so soon after losing her son is almost unbearable for her. If you think back to when Paul died, we rarely saw Bernie completely fall apart. Corrie producer Kate Brooks explained, "She stayed strong for everyone and held the family together. She watched her son die, which was horrific, and now she has to face the loss of Billy, too. When grief has been building for so long, it eventually reaches a breaking point. That breaking point comes in the aftermath of Billy's funeral. Overwhelmed, Bernie lashes out at Dev Allahan with some cruel remarks before heading upstairs, clutching a bottle of wine. The next day, she heads out for a girls' night, but after heavy drinking with Glenda, Gemma, Sally, and Christina, Bernie is left alone at the bar of the Chariot Square Hotel, where she continues to drink. Before long, she's joined by a man named Mal, who explains he's drinking to cope after discovering his wife is having an affair. Bernie opens up to him about losing both Paul and Billy and about how deeply in love they were. As the night draws to a close, Mal invites Bernie back to his hotel room. Back at home, Dev becomes increasingly anxious when Bernie doesn't return. His concern grows when he realizes it's Brody's birthday, knowing Bernie would never miss her grandson's special day without a serious reason. Asha and Kit attempt to calm him. But as preparations for Brody's party get underway, Bernie is still nowhere to be seen. When Bernie finally reappears, she confesses to Gemma that she's made a terrible mistake. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.